Parlay. Taushi. I'm kidding. Anyhow, let's cut to the chase here. This actually, I looked at this video a little bit. I didn't. Okay, what I do is that I see a video clip and I just drag it in. I don't really like watch the video clip. If I see like it's a date thing, I'm like, oh okay, because it's November 25th. What I did on November 25th actually is my first independent study with Brigitte, because I'm currently this semester doing my second one with her. But this one was me talking about what I did. This one is a previous take, but I ended it early, and then this one's just 12 minutes. What I would rank this day, I would say would have been like a solid B. I would have said like I showed up. I to some extent. I think I did this online, and I was doing more research on this, whatever I was doing. I didn't watch a full clip. I just saw a little insert. I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool. What would I have learned to say? To do like a block out first in Unreal or something. I'd probably say in Unreal or not. If I not, then do the block out in Unreal and then do like a block out so and so or whatever. I'm probably mixing it up with like another day that I was gonna admit that, but I think I did this one at like my team space on a Tuesday because I also had projects on this day. So keep that in mind. Yeah. Okay. Hello, this is Nathaniel rolled in for week 13 of my check-in for my independent study. I'm going to keep this very brief, so keep that in mind. If I am rambling too quick, but trying to be concise. Last time on Tuesday, I showed you this. My blockout of a seaport with a rigid cube shapes and scale and a boat and water. Yes. There was critique about having French lights that are attached on the thing. There has been also the change in the lighthouse overall, using the the lighthouse at the port of Alania, which is what I copied pretty much. So here is what I did. So I went to File, I went to Open, and then I found the seaport scene. I created a seaport scene, and then I did a blockout. I did this blockout on Thursday during my project class, and it looks good. What I will break down now is the segments in the procedural stuff. It's going to be general, but specific. You'll listen and see why. So, first of all, the lighthouse. The lighthouse specifically is going to have like the trims on the sides here. They're going to be procedural. The windows and how much windows variation there's going to be. There's going to be the scale or the height of the lighthouse. There's going to be this port thing which can help you like figure out like where you want to elevate the thing. There is a door right here. I'm also gonna add like the sitting area. I didn't add the sitting area. I forgot about the sitting area, honestly. I'm gonna add like the support beams underneath, the railings, probably a window here, and a flagpole for the overall structure. Then for the base, which is in red, I'm going to focus on the staircase, this door right here, and the railings. Imagine each railing also having some form of support on the top. Maybe I'll add like some like ropage here. You remember there was like a post over here. I'm not really going to add that. Maybe I will. It's very simple, but I don't know. Then third, I'm going to make the thing that I'm always hyping about, which is the water moving up and down. Oh, this is not Houdini actually, I guess. Oh, wait. The water moving up and down, and it changes the material. I will do that with this and overall these geodes being the same thing. Then I'm going to do the seawall. This is the fourth thing. Seawall as a separate entity. And fifth, the dock, which I pretty much did. I just have to revamp the dock system. That. And lastly would be the boats, which would be scaling it, putting more seats on, doing the pull, the shaft, and then the type of banner that flows in the wind when that happens. I've been also watching a lot of videos in which they attach this, have a procedural asset, and then sort of like it like elastic. It's like elastic on it. But they export this separately. I think is what I'm saying. Like for whatever scale this is becomes, I can adjust it in the editor, but I would need to export the fabric separately in order for it to work or optimize well. But I think I possible can just show like a demo of the flag or sail moving in editor, but it's gonna like be like finicky, I guess. That's what a lot of people have gone through. And then this is my scale. So in Houdini, in comparison, I did this, which based off of just this is the code. I'll break down the code next, and that'll be the last thing I do. But for right now, I'm just going to talk about the parts, which is in semi different color formats. So this is the height. I made like window punches and a door punch just for now so I know where the stuff is. I made the balcony area. What I need to make is the support still. I still have to make the trimming around, which is what I've been going through. And what I've done today, just as of now, is after finishing my other homeworks is the lighthouse pulsing, so I'm gonna adjust that going down. That's why it feels taller than this one. I just have to shrink this down and then add pretty much this geometry, put it over here, cut the inside of that geometry so that only the outside of the geometry is shown, and have the pole like be up and have like little like divot frames uh extruding outwards and then cutting those in the inside and then adding the little trims, yeah, on that. And I'll probably put a door somewhere. I think they open the window and then they close the window to get on the balcony based off of the images I've seen. Because if I look at this image, it's sort of there's not really a door, nor this one has a door on the other side. So it's either I make like an open window door, which I can. That's why I'm punching the holes a little bit so that way you can see some of the interior, but won't put anything in there. Because look, you can't really see what's inside, which is kind of nice. And then I'll also have a flag. I forgot to mention that. This is just the mountain node on geometry. I think the one thing I had to wrap my head around was the staircase part, because this is just clipped from a clip node in which it cuts a normal geometric copy. What is it? So I don't just say stuff from my head. I had a single step and then I poly beveled it. Then I created a copy to transform to create the staircase. Then I did a transform. Then I clipped it, and clipping it is just removing the geometry that's excess of it. So it's like that. And it creates a face on it. Typically, it doesn't have a face, so you would see the inside of it. Then I transformed it again, and then I mirrored it, and the mirror tool is awesome. You get to just, you don't have to make another copy of the same thing, you just mirror it. And it goes into this merge all parts and of showing case my own thing. The workflow next would be I would do all my materials in here. If it looks good in here, based in the stage output, sorry, where I will do my cops. Cops is in a separate thing, but when I do my cop, okay, it's gone. When I do my cops, then it would go through the rendering, and that'll be good. And I would do a separate render, taking out the lighthouse and putting in the water, where that elevates, and then do based off of the points from this rock, tell whether the material should change underneath or up. And I would just change the color of the material itself. So it's be the same material, just be a different color material as a test. And then I'll change from variants depending on your feedback on the variation of it. And yeah, boats will be separate. And I think that's it. I did it under 10 minutes. That's good. But yeah, that is what I've been working on thus far. It's pretty much almost done. I just had to do a lot of specific coding, like I did for this one, where it calculates the different, like, grout, like, coloration of the thing. Because without it, it just looks like a white. But then with it, I can add, like, color, and then it doesn't feel. It gives me some state of mind of, like, what it's going to be or look like if it was stone. And there was another wrangle. Oh, yeah, the select band edges, where for this, it gave me this trim look, which I kind of like, and calculating the radius from a point. So here is the procedural stuff. I'm like, where's the procedural stuff? Here's the procedural stuff. So if I did this, this can go up and this can go down. The at the end over here for the main body, stretch it in and out. Oh, these are the cuts from the window. I think it broke, but that is it. This is why I'm lucky that I went to my charging station. Okay, thank you.